All right, everybody, what's going on? And welcome to today's edition of SWAC Talk, the show we cover the SWAC inside and out. Of course, I am your tour guide around the SWAC Seawells coming at you. And we're going to wrap up the regular season of SWAC basketball on this episode. And we'll also run down the SWAC tournament brackets. Um, and hey, man, what an exciting season. What a crazy season. It's just funny that, I did 2 shows or 3 shows, whatever, breaking down the tournament and how the brackets could fall into place and this and that happened and all this chaos and whatnot. And each men's and women's side basically finished the way that they came into the last weekend of basketball. So nothing crazy happened. Nobody made any unpredicted moves or, anybody made any high rises or low falls. It kind of worked out the way the way it started. But there was some great basketball games yesterday. A couple really, really tight men's games at the end. A women's game that was a overtime affair, and JSU doing JSU things on the women's side. So let's start with that. Well, before we start with that, let's go ahead and you can check out the socials. They're on the screen below: Facebook, Swag Talk, Instagram, Swag Talk, Twitter, Swag Talk 76. Email swagtalk76@gmail.com. And also, the Cash App is right there, $Swag Talk. If you haven't done so already, won't you please subscribe to the channel? Please and thank you. If you've already done so, man, I definitely appreciate it. And hit that notification bell because I drop videos from time to time at random times, so you can be alerted to when those videos drop. Like videos and share them, and feel free to comment. Let me know what you thought about the season. Let me know what you think about the tournament, and who you think gonna win, and what you're expecting. Hopefully, we get a good turnout at the games. That would be really lovely for people to turn out, especially around the weekend. I know it's hard for people to get away on like Wednesday and Thursday for the first round games, but the semis and the finals, hopefully we have good turnout on Friday and Saturday, and make it worthwhile for the game to be in Birmingham. So, with all that being said, man, Tuesday will be our next show. Not gonna do a show on Wednesday. Gonna do a show on Tuesday to preview the entire tournament. Gonna break down all first round games, and then I'll predict both brackets and give you my predicted winner before the games start. And Thursday, Swag Smoke DJ is back in the house, and we also have a special guest coming at you, so stay tuned for that. And then Sunday, we will recap the Swag tournament, and then probably maybe Monday, I'll do a breakdown of the Swag's NCAA tournament opponents, or maybe I do it on Tuesday, but most likely Monday because of the first 4. I think it's on Tuesday, and then Wednesday be a normal show, and then Swag Smoke again, and then Sunday regular Swag Talk show. So got a jam-packed couple weeks ahead of us. A lot of basketball. The big dance is coming up. Swag tournament is coming up. Baseball is going on. Spring football is getting started. I know Alabama and Gremlin have started spring football, so we'll probably talk about some of that. And whatever else comes down the pipe, man, we're just gonna chop it up like we always do. But let's go ahead and jump into this basketball action. Let's start with the SWAC women's champs. Man, they ran through Valley yesterday, 118-57. They just demolished Valley. The score was 21-5 after the first quarter, so this game was over after the first quarter. They outscored Valley 37-17 in the second quarter, so that made the score 58-22 at the half. That's a game in itself right there. Second half was a third quarter. Valley kept it a little, they kept that quarter close. They were outscored 24-19, and then the fourth quarter, they was outscored 36-16. So the game was never close. Zakia Maroney led Valley with 18 points and 8 rebounds. Michaela Etienne had 14 points and 4 rebounds. Ronnie Williams led Valley with 9 rebounds on the night, and she had 5 points. Valley had 37 rebounds, 23 fouls, 5 assists, 19 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 5 steals. They shot 27% from the field, 20% from 3, and 56% from the free throw line. 24 points in the paint, 12 points off of turnovers, 17 second chance points, 8 fast break points, 8 bench points. Game was actually tied once, besides 0-0. So Valley was in it for a second, and then it was over. Misha Williams, 20 points and 10 rebounds, double as usual. 20 points for Deja Rogan, 5 rebounds for her. 10 points for Lamira Sims, 15 points for Telon Bowler, and 10 points for Deja Woodard, who also had 7 rebounds on the night. Jackson State had 64 rebounds. They did work on the boards. They out rebounded Valley 64-37. They had 16 fouls, 16 assists, 13 steals, 13 turnovers, 3 steals, 8 blocks. They shot 52% from the field, 38% from 3, and 75% from the free throw line. 62 points in the paint, 17 points off of turnovers, 29 second chance points, 18 fast break points, and 58 bench points. Their bench outscored Valley by 1 point. If JSU starters did not play, then Valley would have lost the game 58-57. That's just crazy. That was just a total demolition, and just really just a game that got totally out of hand. The next game we want to talk about is FAMU. Is Alabama A&M defeating Southern 73-67 in double overtime. And this game was just basically a war of attrition. Southern ran out of gas in the second overtime, only scoring 2 points. So Alabama A&M was able to pull this game out by 6. Monty McWayne led Southern with 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals. Genovia Johnson, 19 points, 5 rebounds. She ultimately fouled out in this game. And they were the only 2 Jaguars to score in double figures. Southern had 33 rebounds, 26 fouls, 13 assists, 19 turnovers, 1 block, 1 steal, 1 block, and 13 steals. They had 43% shooting from the field, 42% from 3, and 56% from the free throw line. Again, free throws have killed Southern's women's team at various portions of the season. They had 28 points in the paint, 23 points off of turnovers, 5 second chance points, 4 fast break points, 15 bench points. This game, Nigeria Jones led Alabama A&M with 28 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 5 steals. So she really had a very, very good game. Dariana Lewis, double for her, 19 points, 11 rebounds. She had 2 blocks and 2 steals. Jada Clowers had 17 rebounds for the Lady Bulldogs to go with 8 points. They also only had 2 scores in double digits. They had 40 rebounds on the night, 13 fouls, 12 assists, 21 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 9 steals. They shot 45% from the field, 30% from 3, and 68% from the free throw line. Points in the paint, 32. Points off of turnovers, 24. Second chance points, 6. Fast break points, 4, and 9 bench points. So a really entertaining game, and if you had opportunity to watch it, it was a battle. Both teams had a lot on the line, and they really went out and played their way. So this is kind of the kind of game that you expect at the end of the season when teams, have things to prove. They have wins and losses on the schedule that they need to atone for. At the end of the season, you want to try to make your last mark, and both teams did that in this game. And like I said, nobody wanted to go down. Southern really played hard to the end, and they got it. They got the W. The next game we want to talk about is Gremlin defeating Alabama State by a score of 64-58 in an upset there. Alabama State could not close out this game. They actually led Gremlin 28. They led Gremlin 30-14 at the half, and Gremlin went on a run in the second half to pull this game out. So a big comeback victory for Gremlin. Alexis Holt, 21 points, 9 rebounds for Gremlin. 18 points and 4 rebounds for Ariel Williams. She also had 3 blocks and 2 steals. Justice Coleman, 14 points and 6 rebounds for her. Also 3 steals on the night. Gremlin 42 rebounds, 19 fouls, 10 assists, 12 turnovers, 8 blocks, and 9 steals. They had 38% shooting from the field, 12% shooting from three, and 60% shooting from the line. So not a great night shooting for Gremlin, but they still found a way to win and pick up an important win to kind of keep themselves in the position they were in the standings. 42 points in the paint, 24 points over turnovers, 12 second chance points, 13 fast break points, 4 bench points. Jayla Crawford led Alabama State with 25 points and 5 rebounds. Shemaya Ward, 17 points and 7 rebounds. Ayana Emanuel had 11 rebounds to pace the team. Alabama State had 46 rebounds on the night, 21 fouls, 11 assists, 21 turnovers, 5 blocks, and 3 steals. They shot 32% from the field, 30% from three, and 64% from the free throw line. So neither team really shot the ball well in this game. 20 points in the paint, 8 points over turnovers, 11 second chance points, 12 fast break points, and 5 bench points for the Lady Hornets as they drop a tough game at home. Pine Bluff defeated Alcorn 64-41. They control this game pretty much from start to finish. They built a 37-23 lead at halftime and basically coasted from there. Taisha Juhan had 13 points. Maya Pete, 12 points and 7 rebounds. Joyce Kenderson, 10 points. Shanika Rachel led the team with 15 points off the bench, and Kayla Walker had 10. Pine Bluff had 39 rebounds, 15 fouls, 13 assists, 12 turnovers, 1 block, and 7 steals. They shot 36% from the field, 27% from three, and 84% from the line. 20 points in the paint, 16 points off of turnovers, 9 second chance points, no fast break points recorded, 29 bench points. Alcorn was led by Tanaje Wright and Kaylin Watkins. They each had 8 points, so Alcorn had no double-digit scores in this game. 9 rebounds for Wright to lead the team. Alcorn had 33 rebounds, 19 fouls, 11 assists, 20 turnovers, 1 block, and 3 steals. They shot 28% from the field, 20% from three, and 64% from the line. 8 points in the paint, 9 points over turnovers, 1 second chance point, 18 bench points. So a rough season for Alcorn. Women's team comes to an end. They only won 3 games on the season, two in the SWAC. Just a really rough go of it for them, and it's over now. So that's something to move forward from. The next game we want to talk about is FAMU and Bethune Cookman. Bethune Cookman defeated FAMU 82-40. This game, obviously, FAMU led 18-10 after the first quarter, and then Bethune Cookman just held them to a total of 22 points. And for the rest of the game, FAMU scored 22 points, and Bethune Cookman just went off in the second, third, and fourth quarter. So not a good game for the Lady Rattlers as their season closes out with a thud. Bethune Cookman was able to get 26 points. I have to try to read these box scores. It's not working for me. Morgan Beecham led Bethune Cookman with 26 points. Kamari Harris had 17, and Taylor Williams had 11. Nasia Harris led FAMU with 12 points. She was the only double-digit scorer. Rebounding, Kayla Clark led Bethune Cookman with 10 rebounds. Imani Reed with 7. Anisha Douglas led FAMU with 8 rebounds. Stacia Allen and Jamarin Blair, they each had 5. Team FAMU shot 40. Bethune Cookman shot 47% from the field. FAMU 24. 35% shooting from three from Bethune Cookman, 21 for FAMU. 57% from the free throw line for Bethune Cookman, 54% for FAMU. 49 team total rebounds for Bethune Cookman, 37 for FAMU. And this game just was, one of those type of games that it just really just got out of hand. 20 assists for Bethune Cookman, 12 for FAMU, 14 turnovers for Bethune Cookman, 19 for FAMU, 33 bench points for Bethune Cookman, and 7 for FAMU. So just nice game to close out your regular season. Both team season are over, so not a lot to take away from this game. So I'm not able to pull up a box score for the Texas Southern Prairie View game for some reason. It's not going to their box score, so unfortunately I can't discuss that game as far as the box score. But Prairie View defeated Texas Southern 60-56 in a game that was very important for their standings. And we'll now take a look at the women's bracket. These all games, as I said before, are played at Bartow Arena in Birmingham, Alabama, March 9th through March 12th. The entire women's tournament will be seen on ESPN Plus, so you can check that out. That's a huge thing to have the tournament broadcasted on ESPN Plus. All games, first round, second round, and championship. Tournament begins on March 9th with number 2 seed Alabama A&M taking on number 7 seed Gremlin. That's an 11 a.m. tip-off. Also March 9th, game 2, the number 1 seed Jackson State Tigers take on the number 8 seed Arkansas Pine Bluff Golden Lions. That game is a 5:30 p.m. tip-off. Then on Thursday, March 10th, game 3 is Alabama State, who is the 3 seed, against Prairie View, who is the 6 seed. That's 11 a.m. tip-off. Also Thursday, March 10th, the number 4 seed Southern is playing the number 5 seed Texas Southern. That's a 5:30 p.m. tip-off. The semifinals will be Friday, March 11th. Game 5 will be the winner of game 1 versus the winner of game 3. That's a 11 a.m. tip-off. And then game 6 is the winner of game 2 versus the winner of game 4. That's a 5:30 p.m. tip-off on Friday, March 11th. And then Saturday, March 12th is the championship game, 1:30 p.m. ESPN Plus broadcast. So make sure to check that out. And we will be doing, like I said before, we will be doing a tournament bracket breakdown on Tuesday. So stay tuned for that to see my picks for each game and who I think will ultimately win the championship. Moving over to the men's side. This side was, the season has been chaotic from start to finish. The last game of the season for men, for the SWAC as a whole, was just a crazy wild affair between TSU and Prairie View. And we'll start with that game. I actually watched the last 3 to 4 minutes of that game. Texas Southern led the bulk of the game. They led by 8 at half, 43-35. And Prairie View in the second half went on a 23-1 run to really put themselves up by like 8 points. And then they fell apart in the last minute and a half. Multiple unforced turnovers. For whatever reason, it seemed like they was playing at breakneck pace with less than a minute to go with an 8-point lead. TSU got a couple turnovers and easy buckets, made some free throws, and then it came down to the end as Bryson Grisham made the winning free throws to give TSU a 78-77 victory over Prairie View. This, like I said, this game was a very wild affair. You could tell both teams, it's a rivalry game, and this was the ultimate last game of the season because it started at like 8 o'clock. Everybody else had been finished playing by then, so this was the total last game of the regular season, and it went out with a bang. Jeremiah Gambrell, he caught fire in the second half. He had 27 points total, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. He was 5 of 14 from 3. He played 37 minutes. Javon Daniels, 17 points, 8 rebounds, His 8 rebounds, along with Jeremiah Kendall, paced the team, and 12 points for McKedrick Bell for the Panthers. Prairie View had 50 rebounds on the night, 24 fouls, 8 assists, 15 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 7 steals. They shot 35% from the field, 34% from 3, and 85% from the line. Jawan Daniels picked up a technical foul in this game. Points in the paint, 26 for Prairie View, 13 points over turnovers, 22 second chance points, 2 fast break points, and 9 bench points. Prairie View had the largest lead of 9 at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And from then on, the game kind of fell apart for them. They just could not close out the deal. AJ Lawson was huge in the second half. He ended up with 16 points and 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, and 5 steals. Bryson Grisham, 14 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double for him. Also 5 blocks on the night, 11 points for Jordan Carl Nicholas, and 7 rebounds. John Jones, 10 points. TSU had 33 rebounds, 21 fouls, 12 assists, 11 turnovers, 8 blocks, and 9 steals. 42% shooting from the field for the Tigers, 40% from 3, and 62% from the free throw line. They had 32 points in the paint, 21 points over turnovers, 11 second chance points, 4 fast break points, and 19 bench points. Their largest lead was 11 with about 13 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the first half. Like I said, this was just a crazy affair. And if you can go back and watch it, it's on the TSU YouTube channel. Check that game out. The ending was just chaotic. Prairie View just could not close out the deal. Next, we have the SWAC regular season men's champ Alcorn Braves defeating UAPB by a score of 100-77. A big victory for Alcorn to close out the season. One of the few games that they were able to close out this, get a lead and keep it and not blow a lead. They led 63-36 at the half, so they jumped all over Pine Bluff. This is like the second game Pine Bluff played this year on the road where they just were inept. They just don't play really well away from home. DeQuan Morris led Pine Bluff with 18 points. Well, excuse me, he had 18 points for Pine Bluff. Kyla Milton led UAPB with 42 points off the bench. Dude went ham. He was 13 of 25, 8 of 14 from the 3, and 8 of 11 from the free throw line. He had 2 assists and 4 steals. Off the bench, he played 33 minutes. So he really put in work for Pine Bluff, but nobody else could do anything. Pine Bluff had 22 rebounds on the night, did not do well on the boards at all. 15 fouls, 8 assists, 10 turnovers, 3 blocks, and 10 steals. 37% shooting from the field, 38% from the three-point line, and 70% from the free throw line. They had 20 points in the paint, 20 points over turnovers, 6 second chance points, 6 fast break points, and 48 bench points, with 42 of them coming from one guy. They just, he did the best he could. Nobody else could join him. Linnell Henry had 17 points for Alcorn, 9 rebounds. Joshua Byron, 15 points and 5 rebounds. Darius Agnew, 14 points. A double-double for Justin Thomas, 11 points and 10 assists. Big game for him. Keandre Montgomery led Alcorn with 21 points off the bench and 5 rebounds and 2 steals. So both leading scorers in this game came off the bench. Good bench efforts from both teams. But Alcorn was able to get a more complete team effort. They had 45 rebounds, 19 fouls, 28 assists, 17 turnovers, 6 blocks, and 8 steals. Really good assist numbers. 28 is a lot of assists. They did a really good job of sharing the basketball, and they took care of the ball to a decent degree with 17 turnovers. They did a great job on the boards. Alcorn just really controlled this game. They shot 65% from the field, 52% from 3, and 52% from the free throw line. That number there is going to have to improve in tournament time. Poor shooting at the line can do you in a single elimination situation. So not a lot to nitpick on Alcorn for this. They picked up a big victory. They closed out strong. 58 points in the paint, 12 points over turnovers, 7 second chance points, 4 fast break points, and 37 bench points. I before we move on, man, let's salute Alcorn. This is their 17th regular season championship. That's the most in the SWAC. Alcorn basketball doesn't get talked a lot about historically. If you go back to those old school Davy Whitney teams, you know, the 70s, 80s or whatever, and some of the 90s, those teams were really, really good, man. He actually picked up the first SWAC NCAA victory at Alcorn State in the tournament. So really need to salute Alcorn basketball. They don't get the respect they deserve as a program overall. Historically, I know Alcorn's been up and down in most of the recent era, but historically, Alcorn basketball is top notch. They're right up there with Southern and TSU and JSU as far as historical teams in the SWAC. So 17 regular season championships, that leads the SWAC. So salute to Alcorn for adding to that number. This being number 17, salute to them for that. Just wanted to get on their flowers as a program because a lot of people don't talk Alcorn basketball when they talk SWAC basketball history. So just wanted to throw that out there and salute them for that. The next game we're going to talk about is Southern and Alabama A&M. They played a very slow-paced game, man. 50-49. Southern won this game on a three-point play with 2.2 seconds left in the game. Neither team shot the ball well. Neither team really, pushed the tempo or anything. I think both teams were just trying to get that W. Alabama A&M really needed this W to move themselves up in the standings. Southern was kind of locked into where they were, but they needed a W to kind of get some momentum and confidence back because they've been on a late season swoon as they dropped from first place to third. But a big road victory for Southern to close out the season. Southern has not played very well on the road, so they did get a victory. This was Southern's first Saturday victory on the road in quite some time. They've tended to drop those Saturday games and then win the Monday games. But this time they played on Thursday and Saturday, so they lost the Thursday game and won on Saturday. Jaden Sadler led Southern with 13 points. He didn't have an assist in this game. That's quite unusual for him. Tyrone Lyons had 12 points and 6 rebounds. Terrell Williams Jr. led the team with 8 rebounds on the night. 45 rebounds for Southern, 14 fouls, 8 assists, 14 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 8 steals. Southern did a good job of not turning over the ball too much. In a game like this, every possession was important. I thought they did a better job with not turning the ball over a lot in this game. They shot 31% from the field, 16% from 3, and 64% from the free throw line. Just like I said in the Alcorn recap, man, shooting has to be better in the tournament, a single elimination game. You cannot really count on winning games shooting this bad. You know what I mean? Obviously, the score was low, the tempo was low, possessions were limited. So, you have to be more efficient than that. But, if you can take a victory like that, you take it. 26 points in the paint for Southern, 8 points off of turnovers, 6 second chance points, 4 fast break points, and 19 bench points. Southern basically led this game from like the early portion of the first half to the last 20 or 30 seconds of the game before Alabama A&M took a lead of 2 points. So this was not a game where either team really, pulled away or even asserted themselves as a whole, but entertaining game nonetheless. Jalen Johnson led Alabama A&M with 16 points and 8 rebounds. Garrett Hicks, 12 points and 8 rebounds as well. They were the only double-digit scores for Alabama A&M. The Bulldogs had 41 rebounds on the night, 18 fouls, 5 assists, 11 turnovers, 4 blocks, and 7 steals. They shot 28% from the field, 26% from 3, and 73% from the line. So neither team shot well at all. 26 points in the paint, 9 points on the turnovers, 12 second chance points, no fast break points, and 16 bench points. The game had 5 ties and 4 lead changes. Southern's largest lead was 7 in the second half. Alabama A&M's largest lead was 5 in the first half. So neither team really was able to, put any distance between the other one, and that's kind of where we ended up in a game like that. FAMU defeated Bethune Cookman 84-73 to even out that regular season series. and close out their series with a win. 8-point game at half. FAMU led 39-31, and they outscored Bethune Cookman 45-42 in the second half to win by 11. Joe French paced Bethune Cookman with 19 points and 2 assists. Also, Marcus Garrett, 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And Kevin Davis, 17 points and 4 rebounds for Bethune Cookman. As they had 29 total rebounds, 15 fouls, 13 assists, 9 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 4 steals. 9 turnovers is a very, very good number in a game, especially a rivalry game, and that you did not win. So you didn't even turn the ball over that much, and you lost, but you took care of the ball. 47% shooting from the field, 53% from 3, 68% from the line. Pretty good, nice shooting for the Wildcats. 32 points in the paint, 14 points over turnovers, 9 second chance points, 8 fast break points, and 17 bench points. This game had 11 lead changes. It was a back and forth affair for quite a while. MJ Randolph, 19 points and 5 rebounds. He had 3 assists as well. 18 points for DJ Jones and 7 rebounds. 14 points for Cameron Reeves. He had 5 assists and 4 rebounds. Jalen Spear, 9 points and 9 assists. Big game for him. Johnny Brown, 16 points off the bench. FAMU, 30 rebounds, 12 personal fouls, 26 assists, really good numbers. Sharing the basketball, only 7 turnovers. This game only had 16 turnovers combined, so both teams did a really good job of taking care of the ball. FAMU did a good job of passing the ball and sharing, making the extra pass, hitting the open man, and they did a good job of making shots after they got those passes. 3 blocks and 3 steals. FAMU shot 56% from the field, 44 from 3, and 80% from the line. So both teams shot well. FAMU shot over 50% from the field. Bethune Cookman shot over 50% from 3. So both teams were hot shooting. It just came down to who could make more shots. Points in the paint, 36, 13 points over turnovers, 10 second chance points, 12 fast break points, and 16 bench points. So nice victory for FAMU as they head into their first SWAC tournament. Unfortunately, Bethune Cookman came up a game or 2 short of the tournament. I really thought this was a team that could make some noise if they got in the tournament because I liked their team a lot. And I had an impromptu campaign to get them in the tournament. It did not come to fruition. But a good season, not a great record for Bethune Cookman, but a solid first SWAC season. So hopefully they'll be back to make amends and get some W's on their docket next year. Jackson State defeated Valley by a score of 76-69 to get in the SWAC tournament. Now you got to remember this JSU team really started off slow. They lost a lot of games early, and they kind of caught fire late in the season. Coach Brent announced his retirement, I believe, at the end of last week. So that's something to go out on. So we'll see how he fares in the tournament. Valley, a really chaotic end of their season. The whole Lindsey Hunter situation and situation with his son. Neither one of them are there anymore. Coach George Ivory has took over again, and now his son is playing. I don't remember seeing his son on any box scores before this, but very weird situation at Valley. 16 points for Terry Collins to pace the Delta Devils. 14 points and 7 rebounds for David McCoy. 11 points for Alexander Perry, and 10 points for Gary Grant. Valley had 28 rebounds, 18 fouls, 12 assists, 13 turnovers, no blocks, and 3 steals. They shot 46% from the field, 38% from 3, and 69% from the line. 32 points in the paint, 8 points off of turnovers, 7 second chance points, 12 bench points. This game did have 2 ties and 10 lead changes. So Valley did not go down without a fight, which has kind of been what Valley's MO has been all season. They've done a good job of staying in games. They just can't close them out. Jonas James led Jackson State with 16 points and 2 rebounds. Javarius McKinnis, 15 points and 12 rebounds, a double-double for him. He ultimately fouled out in this game. 13 points for Dylan Turner and 10 points off the bench for Ken Evans. Terrence Lewis had 10 rebounds off the bench, so a nice effort for him in this game. 35 rebounds, 14 fouls, 16 assists, 9 turnovers, no blocks, and 3 steals. JSU shot 49% from the field, 41% from three, and 76% from the line. 32 points in the paint, 14 points over turnovers, 8 second chance points, 4 fast break points, and 23 bench points for JSU as they picked up a big victory heading into the tournament. Again, I think they can be a team that can win a couple games in this tournament. I don't think nobody's a hands down favorite. Obviously, Alcorn is the champ, so you got to get them an edge to a degree. But all teams on the men's side have flaws. I said that all season, so it's gonna be, who can get hot or who can find a way to win 3 games in 3 days. So nobody's out of it. Alabama State closed out their season with 2 straight wins. Came up just a bit short. They lost tiebreaker to Prairie View, so they did not make the tournament, but they picked up a big victory over Gremlin, 78-75. Gremlin led this game by 5 at the half, and Alabama and them outscored them by 8 in the second half to win by 3. Cameron Christian led Gremlin with 21 points and 5 rebounds. Prince Moss, 15 points and 8 rebounds. 11 points for Kyla Milton. He had 3 assists, and 10 points for Malik Lehman, and 9 rebounds. Big game for him off the bench. 35 points, 35 rebounds, 20 fouls, 10 assists, 11 turnovers, no blocks, and 7 steals for Gremlin. 45% shooting from the field, 42% from 3, and 52% from the free throw line. That's been some really poor free throw shooting in the conference this year. Hopefully that improves in tournament time. 32 points in the paint, 16 points over turnovers, 11 second chance points, 12 fast break points, and 16 bench points. This game was very nip and tuck all the way. 11 ties and 13 lead changes. E.J. Clark led Alabama State with 20 points and 4 assists. Gerald Liddell, 15 points, 5 rebounds. Kenny Strawbridge, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. Trace Young actually led the team with 21 points off the bench and 10 rebounds, so he had a double-double off the bench. 34 rebounds for Alabama State, 15 fouls, 14 assists, 13 turnovers, 7 blocks, and 6 steals. They shot 49% from the field, 38% from 3, and 84% from the free throw line. 26 points in the paint, 18 points off of turnovers, 10 second chance points, 14 fast break points, and 26 bench points. And that wraps up our SWAC regular season. Let's take a look at the men's bracket. Again, all games March 9th through March 12th, Birmingham, Alabama, Bartow Arena. And all games, first and second round games are on ESPN Plus. Men's championship game is on ESPNU, so make sure you check that out. March 9th, the first game of the men's side of the tournament is number 2 TSU versus number 7 Jackson State. That's a 2 o'clock tip-off. Game 2, also March 9th, number 1 seed Alcorn versus number 8 seed Prairie View. That's an 8:30 p.m. tip-off. March 10th, Thursday, the number 3 seed Southern plays the number 6 seed Gremlin. That's a 2 p.m. tip-off. Game 4, Alabama A&M is the 5 seed, and they take on the 4 seed Florida A&M. That's 8:30 p.m. tip-off on March 10th. The semifinals are March 11th on Friday. Game 5 is the winner of Game 1 versus the winner of Game 3. That's a 2 p.m. tip-off. And Game 6 is the winner of Game 2 versus the winner of Game 4. That's an 8:30 p.m. tip-off. And the championship game is on Saturday, March 12th at 5 p.m. Make sure you check that out. Like I said, ESPNU broadcast. And we're going to break these games down on Tuesday and see what happens. I think, like I said, I think the men's side of this thing, anybody could win it. Obviously, you want to give the edge to Alcorn as the champ coming in. They finished 14-4, so they did not lose as much as everybody else did. I think this basically came down to who could lose the less, and Alcorn was right there in it. They played some good ball at times, and at times they played some inconsistent ball. So we'll see. This is a team that was picked to finish 8th. So you're gonna see if the pressure of tournament time gets to them. I mean, it's a whole different ball game now that you're in a single elimination tournament. and you know you're gonna get everybody's best shot as you make the way through. So can you play? Can you keep the momentum going? Especially with playing on Wednesday, then being off on Thursday, then coming back on Friday against an opponent that played on Thursday. So unless there's a knockdown, drag out game by your opponent, they may be a little bit more sharper because they're coming off of a game that next day. Although that's that can be worked the other way as well. So it's just going to be interesting to see. The first round should definitely be interesting. I can honestly see every team in this tournament winning their first round game. If just for example, all Gremlin swept Southern, and Gremlin is the 6th seed, Southern the 3 seed. Prairie View and Alcorn played a very tight season series, and that's a 1-8. So anything can happen in this tournament. So like I said, we're gonna sit down and talk about it all on Tuesday. Again, SWAC Smoke on Thursday, live 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. DJ is back in the house, and we have another special guest with us. So make sure you check that out. And Sunday, we're gonna recap the tournament. So like I said before, if you can make it to Birmingham for one game or 2 games, man, please turn out and support the tournament if you can. If not, all games are on ESPN Plus. The men's championship is on ESPNU, so make sure you check that out one way or the other. So with all that being said, man, I'm going to pull this bus over. Y'all can hop on out. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all tour around the SWAC, and I'll catch y'all on Tuesday with our SWAC tournament preview. Peace.